Good morning.
My name is Mark, and over many years I've come to meet and know so many people here and call them friend. And I speak today on behalf of the first responders that day. 40 years ago to the minute, I was officer of the watch on a cargo ship just over 100 miles from here, on passage from Canada to Ireland. And we received a message asking ships to keep a lookout for an aircraft with which contact had been lost. So we turned for that position, and we believed that we were on a rescue mission. A little over an hour later, a lot of things happened in quick succession. First, we received a new message, a distress message, telling us that the aircraft missing was a 747 with 329 souls on board. Second, we then sighted the first object in the sea, which was an uninflated escape slide, and we broadcast that information. The third thing was that we were joined very, very quickly by an RAF Nimrod multi-engine jet aircraft that advised us that we were at the edge of 110 square nautical miles of wreckage and debris. And deep inside, I think all of us on the Laurentian Forest knew that day that our hopes of rescue had just been eliminated. First responders is a relatively new term, and normally now we think of professional emergency services, the fire, the police, the ambulance, the Coast Guard. Back in 1985, we were not trained, we were not prepared, and we were not equipped for our role that day. But I saw seafarers from Scotland, England, Ireland, Norway, fishermen from Spain, airmen from the RAF, the Royal Navy, the United States Air Force perform extraordinary acts of bravery and compassion. I witnessed the remarkable heroism of the crew of the warship Aisling, swimming in ocean 1.5 miles deep, and yet no one was saved. Later I also learned of the epic voyage of Valencia lifeboat, whose coxswain and crew took a 52-foot vessel over 100 miles out into the Atlantic, literally sailing off the edge of the charts that they had on board. The events of that day, for those on scene, were overwhelming. The trauma, the tragedy, and the sadness changed us all forever. Those effects and memories do not diminish. And they can lead to dark and lonely days and nights, and you can feel quite adrift on a stormy sea. The fact that we saved no one felt like failure, and this is illogical, but it makes it no less real. What I can say is that the family of seafarers and airmen that day gave of their best, and that those that we found were treated with dignity and such care and such kindness. When I discovered this place, Ahakista, and I came to meet others who were there that day and heard their story like mine and different, I also met the families. I met Padmini and Babu, whose son Sanjay we helped bring home. Also Murti, Sushil, Babu, Sanjay, and many others. And despite their huge grief and loss, I and my colleagues have always been shown such love and such comfort, lifted up from the low points. Then there is this West Cork community here in Ahakista that wraps you in its warm embrace, a place of peace and safety. It's been my privilege to speak today on behalf of the hundreds that responded that day. And I want to thank you on their behalf for also remembering them. And lastly, on a personal note, can I ask you to take a moment to look around at those here. Just look around you at the children and the friends that are gathered here, and capture those images in your mind. And when you feel adrift on stormy waters, remember them, because this is what care This is what love and this is what humanity looks like. And these are the lifelines that we all need at times and that keep us safe and secure. Use them. I know I have, and I'm most grateful to you all.